How's it going? Mike here from Kapowcast with another Neca Gremlins figure review. I know it's kind of an older figure, but why not take a look? So here we got Gizmo, Gremlins on the front, poster and all that stuff. Not much on the side, some figure shots on the back, which Neca is always really good about taking photography to make their figures look just amazing. Not that they're not. Gremlins on the side here, Gremlins on the top, and nothing on the bottom. But it looks like little instructions there to move the Mogwai eyes. That's creepy. So you flip it open. Here's like a Velcro one like the other Neca Gremlin figures we took a look at. And there's the figure displayed with another really cool image. You got some faces there. That looks that looks really creepy. And some other accessories here for old Gizmo. So let's get this guy open and let's see if he can live up to some of the other figures in the set. And here is Gizmo out of the package with all of his accessories. He's just a tiny guy, so I could fit him in here with this. First thing he comes with this little Santa hat, which if you want him to double as your Christmas decor, you can do. The only thing is the hat just kind of sits on there. It will fall off very easily. So hopefully he's someplace secure if you're going to display him with this. He comes with this little trumpet, and it's fine. It's done in nice gold. Looks good. He can't really hold it. Like, anytime I think of Gizmo holding the trumpet, I think of the part in the movie where he's sitting there and he's just having a grand old time and the other gremlin spits. So, but he can kind of hold it. On the package, it shows him holding pretty much everything like this. Like down like that. So I don't think he actually really could do like a secure hold on much of anything. So there's that, and there's a candy cane. So, whoop, and there it goes. I'll grab that in a minute, but that's not much to look at with that. Here's his arrow that he makes in Gremlins 2. Looks really good. You can see the eraser there. Pencil, bottle. Looks good. Looks dandy. And speaking of the arrow, here is his bow, which I almost didn't think was in the package because I was like, where the hell is the bow and arrow? But it's very thin. This is it's a pliable plastic, but be careful with this because I'm pretty sure that this could snap fairly easily. So I'm not going to touch it anymore, and I'm going to set it aside. He also had this little rope around him, which I'm sure will fit in with the bow and arrow. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. But the big thing here is he also comes with 3 different faces. We have a more sad face. It's a sad Gizmo. We got a really happy, excited Gizmo. And then we got the badass Rambo Gizmo. So to interchange these, it's actually kind of freaky. I mean, I think they're pretty freaky enough without the eyes. Like, that's pretty haunting right there. But it gets worse. So you just you peel his face off, as weird as that sounds. I find it easier to kind of go from the bottom. And oh my god, that is horrifying. And yes, his eyes do move. There's a little thing back here for that. But that's the stuff of nightmares. It's like if you've ever seen those pictures of some of the old Jim Henson stuff, like the puppets from Dark Crystal or something, like deteriorating because of the stuff they use, and it's just the most horrifying thing you've ever seen. And this is right up there. That's unsettling. So let's go with. I really want to see how this guy goes on the Rambo Gizmo, because it looks like you kind of have to take this bandana and somehow get it on there. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Where's the box? Well, to my chagrin, this actually is correct. It just kind of sits and floats there. That's really disappointing because this is the face I wanted to display him with. I want to display him with the most. Because I love that scene in the second one, but I really don't like how that looks. That's let's see if I can get that in a little bit more. It doesn't really help, though, how much you have it in. Come on, Neca. You're better than that. Let's get him on, let's get one of the other faces on here. So that's one bad thing. You take these off, the eyes kind of go all over the place. But he does have this tab when you take him on a package that prevents the eyes from moving. So maybe you want to like try to stick it in there just to try to keep them more in place while you're doing this. It's not a, I don't know if that's what that's meant for, but that's what I'm going to say. So you got to line this all up. Squeeze it. And that looks fine. That looks good. Get some more light on that face. Get your happy gizmo. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's just heartbreaking. A little sad gizmo. Oh. I think, though, if I was going to display him, naturally, I would want to go for this one, but I really don't like how that bandana sits. So it'd probably either be this super happy one or this more neutral one. I don't really want my gizmo to look scared. And this just fell out. But that's okay, because we got the face in. So that's kind of cool. As far as his accessories go, let's see. I already showed you him with this and the hat. So I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to see if I can figure out how this this bow and arrow stuff here works. And here's kind of your first blood gizmo, I guess. I don't like it. I don't like how, you know, the things look kind of cobbled together. And I checked the packaging to see if there was like something I was missing. And no, there really isn't. Like, if you look back there, like that's just kind of, I guess theoretically I could kind of put this on a slant like that, but it's not very functional. I don't think. Come on, you son of a. I don't know. I think that the whole thing could have been done a lot better than what it is. I mean, just having the accessories, just having them kind of float there is, as a collector, I think many would agree, is one of the most frustrating things, is if you have a figure that can't hold or really interact with the things it comes with. I mean, that's why we like that stuff. But when you have it just kind of stagnant, like sitting here and like resting, you're kind of on gravity to really do what the figure should do, just doesn't work. All right, so articulation for this guy is as follows and is as limited as his accessory holding skill, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, this is a really nice piece to just kind of sit on your shelf like this if you're not really going to do much with the accessories. But as far as articulation goes, he has his head's on a ball joint, so it can do all kinds of pivots and stuff like that. You can give him kind of expression. His ears move too, so you can have his ears kind of more up. You can move him kind of down. That would work nicely with the sad gizmo face. His arms can move around, and he has a little wrist swivel here. And there is a cut here with the legs, but I don't really think, like, I could feel them moving a little bit, but I don't think they're really supposed to move. And oh boy, Gizmo his eyes were all caca. Heh, caca. But yes, his eyes do kind of move around. Let's see if I can get the light in here. So there's this little ball here on the back. And as I said, it comes with this little tab right here. You got to pull that out. And I think I would hang on to this, because I think if you get your eyes positioned like you want, you're going to want to put this back in just to kind of keep him there, so when you're moving around, his eyes aren't getting all wonky and weird. But I really like the look on there. And the figure itself looks nice. I mean, it's a great sculpt. It's, you know, all the fur's done really nicely with texture and simple paint, but it looks nice. Looks really good. It's just the lack of being able to hold or interact with really any of his accessories, I think, is where the shortcomings of this figure is, which is a shame, because that's where the figure should be shining. Should be shining with all the stuff it comes with. You should be having a ball, like, you know, setting him up with this Santa hat, and all that stuff. And the candy cane that I still have to pick up. That's right here. See, I didn't lose it. But, and see, that's, and here's Gizmo with a Marvel Legend figure. It's just kind of the first figure I had sitting right next to me. Not that you'll ever really be using these in any form or scale together, but, you know, just to give you an idea of Gizmo's size. And here's Gizmo with the DC Essentials, almost at Icons. DC Essentials Batman. Once again, you're not going to be really using these guys in scale. This is more or less to give you an idea of just how teeny tiny this guy is. And here he is with some other NECA figures in my collection. The 1990s games, well, not GameStop, this is a San Diego exclusive one, but the NECA Leonardo and the NECA 2 Leonardo. If I can say anything for NECA, they do fantastic work on sculpts. And luckily my turtles hold their accessories and everything just fine. This guy, not so much. I hate to beat a dead horse, but I mean, you couldn't have at least, like, his hands rotate. So you couldn't have at least given us some extra hands to maybe, you know, actually hold this and not just lean it and set it, you know, like that. Like, that's, I don't know. It's not my preferred way of doing things. All right, so all in all, this isn't a bad figure. It's okay. The figure itself is fine. It's great. I mean, it's what you would expect from a Gizmo figure, but and the interchangeable faces, I think, is a great touch. Executed pretty well, except when it comes to this one. The bandana just kind of resting and floating there, like that just, I don't know. I don't know what they could have done differently, but I'm sure there's something they could have thought of or done differently to really, cement that a little bit better. As far as the rest of them go, the trumpet, the bow and arrow, the Santa hat, it all just kind of floats there, and which is fine. But if you move them, of course now it's going to stay. But you really got to count on gravity to do its job, and I think that's asking a lot out of an action figure. If anybody here knows what I'm talking about. So that'll do it for this figure review. Be sure to check out our Facebook, Kapowcast 2015. Also, we have a Twitter and Instagram account. Head on over to Patreon. Do some Patreon donations so we can keep bringing you some fine action figure reviews. Also, check out the rest of the stuff on the YouTube channel. We have more toy reviews, unboxings, toy hunt videos, and episodes of our show, Kapowcast, on the YouTubes. Click subscribe, kick the bell notification. Yes, I said kick it. Don't just click it. Kick it. Just, yeah. Be sure you're notified whenever we are posting new content. And if you click like, that'll also help this video go a really long way. Until next time, take care.